Hi, everyone. So this is a re-recording of a video I did 4 days ago. Meghan Markle cover up when I had sound problems. And someone asked if I would re-record it. So I'm going to re-record this video. It's going to voice over it, so with better sounds. Apologies for the sound problems. Normally, I don't bother doing voiceovers because with tarot readings, they're spontaneous and it's first tarot reading is the one that counts. So you don't want to redo it, and it doesn't have the same, spontaneity when you try just voicing over it. And 'cause a lot of things fly into your mind when you're doing the free thought process here. I get the subtitles on too to remind me what I talked about here. This is a few days ago. So this was about Meghan Markle putting her feet up in the video on October 5th. And I said it was a big PR puff piece day because with an onslaught of articles from Megalodon or PR. Yeah, this is something she does. It's a cycle with Meghan. She disappears for a few months and then she pops out and puts all these puff pieces out. But it's not as potent as it used to be. And this time it backfired when she posted this video on Instagram. This video of herself. And then she took it down within 24 hours. So she filmed herself driving in a Mercedes Benz going by the tunnel where Princess Diana died. And this was the video she showed. I'm sure you've all seen it. And it was having trouble playing. And I went to Instagram, to Twitter here. And yeah, had some technical difficulties with Twitter. For some reason, it keeps popping up with this old post I posted weeks ago. So in this video of Meghan showing her feet, now there's something satanic about feet. And the Healthy American Peggy, who covered the Charlie Kirk stuff, she was looking at Charlie Kirk's wife's Instagram, and she's also very obsessed with feet. A lot of symbols, hand gestures of the Illuminati. So yeah, so for some reason the Satanists are obsessed with feet. They always talk about their shoes, leaving their shoes behind. There's always something about that, their feet. And Harry and Meghan do this as well. And Harry and Meghan, like Charlie Kirk and his wife, only show pictures of the back of the children's heads. So there's a lot of similarities there. They're both Satanists. They're all Satanists. They do the same thing. And I was warning that, their videos, they're showing things that spell work and whatnot. So here she's showing her big, ugly feet on the car seat. People picked up on this right away when this video came out. And as you can imagine, there was a huge response to this. Meghan doing this. And some people saw it as possible threats to Prince William and Catherine, possibly. Or just rubbing it into them, rubbing salt in the wound, like some kind of satanic haha joke. Because they're all Satanists. So these truly vile, disgusting, or reprehensible things that they think are funny, making fun of people's mothers dying, while her and Harry try to elicit sympathy from the country over his mother's death. So I felt that it was obvious that Meghan couldn't care less, really, about Princess Diana. It's all an act. But the reaction to it was interesting. For the first time ever, the mainstream media reacted and called Meghan out on this. The first time. And I was like, thank you. Thank goodness. And I said, Eric Tedesco at New York Post, called Meghan out on this. So this is a first, really, the mainstream media criticizing Meghan. And I said, it's about time. There's a lot. I mean, I know she's got called out for the bullying and whatnot, but this was a lot bigger than the usual. The bullying never seems to get as big as this got. And I don't know, I kind of wondered if it was staged that way, like as if perhaps Meghan did this purposefully to get that negative reaction. So of course, that's what her and Harry are all about. So it went on about how they're always harping about Princess Diana, Princess Diana, Princess Diana. And what a scam the whole thing is, in my opinion, especially with Megalodon. I think in reality, she doesn't really care. You know, if she cared, she would have had something heartfelt to say. She wouldn't be just showing her feet near Ponte Alma, which is next to the Ponte Alma tunnel, where Princess Diana got into a car accident and later died from her injuries. And I point out, it's also to remind us about Princess Diana again. So two things going on. Meghan showing that she obviously doesn't care, and the feet is a way to remember the birthday. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Christmas card, actually, not birthday. Christmas card where Harry didn't have any shoes on; he was barefoot. Everyone else was wearing feet. And I was saying it's a symbolism among Satanists. All right, so at this point, I was under the impression that her feet were bare, like she had taken her shoes off, but I realized later she actually left her shoes on in the picture. So I had gone through the spiritual significances here of bare feet, which would apply to the Christmas card where Harry's with the bare feet on it. And it is spiritual, and it is something that Satanists would use when they do rituals. When pagans perform rituals, they do it barefooted. So, there's spiritual significance. And with the bare feet, it's like you're connecting to the spiritual energy of the place. So if Meghan were to go to the exact place where Meghan died, and if she took her shoes off, it would be like spiritually trying to connect with her, which she may have done. Who knows? As we know from Scam Jam, that with all the Santeria and other witch work that Meghan does, her witch buddies there, her satanic witches, there's going to be all kinds of things like that. And I think I went into, I don't know if I did it here, about how it was a full moon the night she did this, right before the apex of the full moon, the witchcraft symbology. So it looks to me from the imagery on there. Oh yeah, she went to Balenciaga, is also very satanic, and for pedophilia, really disgusting stuff. And she wore black and white, which is also satanic Freemasonry with the black and white checkerboard. Black and white is very significant for them. It's all Meghan ever wears. It seems, or is what she's wearing in this Paris weekend. She looked like Darth Vader. And this is the video here. Yeah, I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, so it was over the top, absolutely ridiculous. Her entrance, she was late apparently, and she made a big entrance there. So I want to take a look at this because she was outed by this on October 5th. Black and white. And also mentioned she's looking anorexic and gross and sick and demonic and satanic. But now in this video, luckily, the screenshots here of her and X, you can get clips of it. And it's no longer on her Instagram. This is her Instagram account. She took it down and she posted this video of her getting her hair done again with feet, showing feet again, which is definitely symbolic. And then she's showing Duolingo for some reason. I don't know if she's getting paid to do that. She must be getting paid by Duolingo to post that. There's no other reason. She would never post anything without getting money for it. You know that. I think she's so important. What else I'd talk about here? What was she trying to accomplish here? As I'm asking questions. I mean, this whole thing seems like a huge satanic ceremony or satanic ritual. What's going on here? The Princess Diana's grave and Balenciaga. I wonder if Meghan was going there to try to get more satanic power, to boost herself, improve her career. So let's find out. So here I've got the Haunted House tarot cards out. Okay, so I did a whole bunch of shuffling, which you can go watch the other video if you want to see it again. So I did shuffle the deck. And now we're going to split the deck and take a look at these cards. I've already forgotten what they were, so it'll be fresh and spontaneous again. Here we go. Where she's at. Oh, Knight of Coins. Yeah. So Knight being the aggressor, attacking, like being aggressively going after a way to make money. She got a bunch of free clothes. She went there for the free clothes as well, and the free airfare, the free hotel. Yeah. You see the bird there flying, you know. She flew 11,000 miles on a private jet, being very aggressive. And then her and Harry want to lecture us on Travelist. And yeah, my camera was acting up. Everything's acting up these days. I apologize. I don't know what's going on this month. It's been a very witchy month this month. It's been a lot of funny things going on with the electricity this month for sure. So it was the Knight of Coins crossed by the Knight of Wands. So of course, Wands getting attention, social media, lighting up the media. Two knights, attack. So Meghan was feeling very aggressive here. She was being very proactive. You know, she's moving in these videos. You know, everything you see of her, she's moving. She's being driven somewhere. She's walking somewhere. She's taking charge and prancing around and, you know, trying to get some deals and trying to make connections, trying to force herself on people like Kristen Scott Thomas who ignored her. So she was aggressively pursuing a new brand now, possibly, that nobody wants to touch. So she goes to like the worst place ever, the most satanic place ever, the most demonic people on earth, Balenciaga. And at the bottom of it all, I have the Lovers reversed. Got a separation here and the pain and suffering that she's trying to inflict, I believe, on William and Catherine. I took this as that's William and Catherine, you know, hugging each other. And in the background, you see this dark haired woman glaring at them jealously. And that, of course, is Megalodon, you know, who stalks them and watches everything they do and copies them, etc. She's very jealous and angry at them and obsessed with them. And so, of course, this trip was a lot of people thought she was trying to affect Harry, but many believe she was really trying to affect William and upset William. And she did indeed do that with this video and what she did. So I mentioned that people are already concerned that Meghan and her gang would try to hurt Catherine and William and the children. And so perhaps this might have been a threat as well. And then I was just fixing the lighting there for a second. So at the bottom, secretively here, Meghan is getting at William and Catherine. She's attacking them. Two knights, attack. Yeah, many believe that she's always had a crush on William. At the bottom of the deck, the Four of Coins, which is this fake baby, this doll, little Archie Bucks here. That's like overshadowing the whole reading. You know, she's distracting from the children and from the fake children and wherever they came from, or fake pregnancies. And it's very evil looking at, and this looks like a Balenciaga ad. Yeah, this is what Balenciaga looks like when they. And also, I contemplated that Meghan may be trying to get her children into fashion like this with a place like Balenciaga. So Meghan's an opportunist, always looking for ways to make money off her children. Of course, she would expect big bucks for that. This is what she's aiming for. So two things that she's aiming for, her rebrand for herself and making money off the children and witchcraft. And attacking William and Catherine at the same time, sending a message. What prompted her to go on this trip? 8 of coins, where a new scam, new pretend work, like everything else she does. This woman is sitting in a pentagram doing witch work, and it's upside down, satanic, secretive. So this is Meghan trying to conjure up money from nothing with her satanic entities. Power, and again, the videos that she puts out on Instagram, because that is her job. And also through Balenciaga being there, connecting with the evil people there. A lot of hand gestures going on, people pointed out in those videos of Meghan at Balenciaga, a lot of triangles, satanic hand gestures. And of course, she was always looking for a deal, a financial deal. And what she expecting from this trip, and I got a major arcana, the Fool. So this kind of looks like Meghan, like running away, running off to Paris in her gown here, trying to look glamorous. And there's a full moon in the background. And this is where I believe I pointed out that it was the day before the full moon. So it was very bright, and it was the hunter moon. And the hunter is associated with the goddess Diana. Meghan always uses full moons and eclipses to do things like this, to put out things in the media. She's been doing it for years. She started her podcast on a solar eclipse. So it's always like eclipses and new and full moons. I mean, not everyone, but when she does come out with something big like this, it's always on a new or full moon. And that's also her satanic witchery going on. Yeah, that's the Knight of Wands that's covering her aggressiveness in the media and social media. What does she not want us to watch? And that's Justice Reversed. So Justice Reversed, she doesn't want us paying attention to all the crimes she's committed under the Biden regime. The stealing money from taxpayers with USAID and bullying people that work for her. She's trying to ignore that. She's doing this Princess Diana movie so that people don't talk about all the criminal activities, and with the World Economic Forum, like the mental health stuff that she's involved with just recently with Project Healthy Minds, which is World Economic Forum organization. So all this criminal activity she's involved with the censorship and trying to push that here, the Safety Act. Well, trying to distract from that with this video of her going to Balenciaga and videotaping Diana's place of death. What is she hoping for this trip? She wants to upset people, upset everyone. So this is the reaction she wanted, which is why I think this was all like intentional. She knew the reaction she was going to get and the brouhaha, and that's why she did it. She wanted to get people, because when you get upset, you react. That is the name of the game with the clickbaits. To get money from the clickbaits, you got to get reaction. You got to provoke people, because Meghan's evil. She hates us. She hates people. She hates the world. She's perfect for the World Economic Forum. She's a perfect example of a World Economic Forum person who tries to act all sweet on stage, like, oh yeah, I care for the children and meeting people, but in reality, she hates humanity. She hates people. Then we've got Page of Coins. So trying to nickel and dime people with her flowers and all her other garbage. She sells flower sprinkles and whatnot, and all her garbage she sells, or wine. And in this picture, also, the person's doing some kind of sorcery. Something's floating above their hands. So there's a woman sitting there doing witchcraft, doing spells and whatnot. And animals are all watching her in this picture: cat, mice, bird, owl, pigeon. So all these animals are sitting there watching this woman, that's Meghan, holding this object in midair. So this is a woman doing witchcraft, and everybody's watching her. And that's what Meghan wants from the public. And that's part of her energizing her witchcraft, is when people are watching it, it energizes it. Yeah. And it energizes her power as a result. Her power is from the fact that everybody looks at her posts and comments on it. That's her power. If everybody just ignored her, it would stop. She's going to make money. She makes money from that, from her Instagram and from her websites and whatnot. And so do all of her Sussex squad. And again, using the full moon energy. So what's going to happen next? This is a very negative, evil trip, all about money, a lot of coins in this reading, and hurting people, and sending a message for a criminal group as well, potentially. Maybe from her criminal group to William and Catherine, like a threat of some sort. The way she put her feet up in the limo by Diana's resting place. Now, I speculated that Meghan may not have expected anyone to recognize it, but of course they did. I kind of, the next card is coins. Which coins is this again? Queen of Coins reversed, trying to get the deals, contacting people, trying to make more money. She wants to be a Kardashian. That kind of looks like a Kardashian. So that's what she's working on next, the deal. Trying to grab some money, trying to be a model of some kind. I heard she's created her own Spanx version of Spanx. And the last card is Tower reversed. So trying to build back better here for herself. So she is pushing the New World Order stuff, or New World Disorder, and trying to create another brand, trying to recreate herself as some kind of fashionista like the Beckhams. She copies everyone, right? Because allegedly Harry's going back to the UK. That's what everyone's talking about. So she's trying to, take off with something else, like fashion or something. She looks like she's pursuing that one. For a new image after Harry, or at least while Harry's in the UK. She's suddenly into fashion. She pretends, like with everything else, she just pretends to be into it, like with a cooking show or flowers or whatever, or lattes. Now, Tower reversed can also be being hell-bent on destruction, which is what Build Back Better is really about. That's a satanic inversion. What they mean is they want to destroy everything to rebuild it under tyranny. Their smart cities and whatnot, which are surveillance cities, and imprison everybody and enslave them. She's using the fake kids, of course, for her part of her witch work, but also for her future brand changing. And she's backed up by her criminal gang. And she wants to make sure everybody's watching it because that empowers her and her satanic witchcraft. The two knights in the beginning shows that this was all about an attack on everyone, attacking everyone's conscience. It's just attack William and Catherine, and admitting that she's a Satanist, and that's like that guy said, she hates people. She hates people, and she couldn't care less what you say. She's going to keep on doing her satanic evil spell work and doing things like this to get people angry and upset, because that's what evil does. She loves it. She loves being evil. She hates you and me and everyone else, because that's what an evil satanic megalodon is, the hateful evil creature. And the evil never stops with this one. So there you have it. That is what I saw in the reading. So I hope you found this interesting. So please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.